Hey there, good morning. Do you want to know the one sentence on your homepage that makes your products a hell yes? Keep watching because today I'm uncovering more of my what I call magic words that help you sell more, not just on your website, but everywhere else too. I'm Reese Spikerman. You're inside the Commerce Collab Facebook group. I go live most every Tuesday, either alone or with guest experts to bring you strategies that help you scale your store and do so sanely. If you'd like to join me in my Zoom room for this, I'm going to put the link in the description. It should already be there. I'll go pop it into the comments too. If you join me in the Zoom room, I will personally answer your questions about today's topic for a few minutes privately after the live is ended. And this is something exclusive to anyone who joins me in the Zoom room. Now, if you join and I don't let you in right away, just give me a hot minute because I got to try and watch Facebook comments, the Zoom, etc. So hold on. I'm going to go see. I'm going to pop the link into the comments. And now I can't find it. Okay. Facebook Zoom. Okay. There we go. It is so lovely to be back here with you again for Talk Shop Tuesday. I took a break after the Commerce Collab because Facebook Lives every day straight for a week takes it out of a girl. Tell me in the comments if you can relate and if you think you would probably need a good long nap after a week of Facebook Lives too. I wanted to share also with you that the Commerce Collab Masterclass series raised more than $1,700 for Kenzie's causes, which is amazing. And that is because of you. That is 42 kids who can go into school next year with a brand new backpack and fresh school supplies. So thank you for everyone who purchased the upgrade kit. Will you tell me in the comments, did you buy the upgrade kit that gets you the bonus class with me? And if so, will I see you? Because that's today. I'm really excited. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern time. That's our bonus class. And I am so excited to have that time with you. And then I'm going to go check the comments, make sure I am keeping track of everyone. I see Adriana's here. Hey, Sabrina, it's great to see you here too. You say you definitely would need a break after a week of lives. Big yawn, big time. Yes. Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one. So let's talk about today's topic because it's related to what you learned from my interview in the Commerce Collab. If you tuned in, I talked about magic words, how to use headlines to sing to your customers like you are a siren at sea, but not quite as malicious. And I shared that you can use these headlines in all kinds of places, including your homepage, top promotional image, your about page, in your social media, even in emails. What I would love to know, just tell me in the comments, have you started to work on any headlines after listening to that interview of mine? I would love to know if you have. Go take a look. Sabrina's going to be at the bonus class. Love that. I'm looking forward to seeing you face to face today, Sabrina. One of the things that you learned from me in that interview about headlines is how important it is that your headline be specific, not general. And today I want to share with you the sentence that you need on your e-comm homepage. It's just as important as a headline, and it's what's called a value proposition. Now that's a really jargony term. Okay, it's one of those marketer MBA business type terms, and I have visions of like tech dudes in their black turtlenecks using it in meetings to talk about people. And let's not do that here. You guys know that's not my style. So let me break it down for you. We're just using the term to identify it. But before I do, let me go make sure no one's wanting to hang out in the Zoom room. Okay, we're good. Great. All right. A value proposition. First, do you have any ideas on what it might be? And it's okay if you don't. Again, this is kind of a marketing jargon word. If you don't know, nothing's wrong with you. I didn't always know about it either. But if you do, like if you have any ideas about it, put it in the comments for me. Here's what it is in plain English. Your value proposition is, what will your product do for your customer? And what makes it different from any other similar product? Okay, I'm going to say that one more time. What will your product do for your customer? And what makes it different from any other similar product? This value proposition, when you write it out for people, it answers the question why they should buy from you, why your products are relevant to their lives. When you think about your products and store as a whole, so not your individual products, but holistically, your value proposition needs to describe them as a whole. Now, you could have individual products with their own value propositions, but today I want to just talk about it with you thinking about your products and store as a whole. So let me give you a couple examples about what this looks like in the wild, like with other stores, because I think examples always help like sink in the understanding. I'm going to go check the comments first. Sabrina says, what you do that has value to a customer. Adriana says, it's what makes your product unique. We're going to talk about the unique word in a minute here, Adriana, but both of you, yes, you're in the ballpark. So well done. First of all, here's one from Glossier. I'm not sure if I'm saying their name right. They're a makeup company. They're like, I don't use their makeup. I don't know if it's Glossier or Glossier. If you know, will you tell me? But here's their value proposition. Uncomplicated makeup that lives with you. Here is one from a company called Away. They make luggage. First class luggage at a Coach price. Here is one from Grove. Grove makes cleaning products. You might have seen them if you go into Target, but they also sell them online. Theirs is really specific. We craft and curate earth-changing products for your home so you can shop sustainably easily. That's Grove. And last is, we're going to talk about this last one in a sec, unique gifts guys love. And that's from a company called Man Crates. Now, Sabrina thinks it's Glossier, like dossier, but makeup. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really hip to this, Sabrina, clearly. Now let's talk about that last one again that I gave you, Man Crates. Unique gifts guys love. Now I don't want to slam Man Crates here because there's a lot of cool things that they're doing with their business, and there's a lot that they're getting really right and doing well with the copy on their website. But I think as a smaller business and not a big brand, they're kind of towing the line with that word unique. And if you were in my group program for women and you had unique in one of your sentences, I would have my red pen out, except I wouldn't be an asshole about it like my first grade teacher. But I would be pressing you to find something more descriptive than unique, because unique is like, what is it really saying? My phone could be unique. That box could be unique. This top could be unique, right? Like, so many things could be unique that it becomes ununique. There's this irony here. Let me read all these again for you, the examples I gave. We've got Glossier. Oh, it's like Target, right, Sabrina? I don't know. Glossier, uncomplicated makeup that lives with you. Then we've got first class luggage at a Coach price. We have craft and curate earth-changing products for your home so you can shop sustainably easily. And then the final one is we've got unique gifts that guys love. These are all really clearly describing what makes their products different from any other similar type of product. I really love in particular the one from Away, which is that first class luggage at a Coach price. It's one of those rare value propositions or sentences, descriptions that is both clear and clever. And that's not always easy to pull off. And a lot of people, I will make a side note here, is a lot of people go for clever and they sacrifice clarity for it. So clever has a place if you can still be clear, but if you cannot, then I would rather you be clear before clever. But do you see these examples that I gave you, with the exception kind of Man Crates, but even then it's not bad, unique gifts that guys love. They're so specific, right? And I would love to know in the comments which one of those examples I gave was the most intriguing to you or stood out to you the most. I'm going to go take a look and look at the Zoom room. Cool. Just tell me, like, what stood out to you? What kind of piqued your ears up? The value proposition, it really helps your customer know, okay, this is why I need to keep looking here. This place, these products were made for me. They are meeting what I need right now in my life. Okay, this is why it's worth my time to keep scrolling and keep browsing. If you have a value proposition that could pretty easily go on someone else's website, it's not going to stop your customer. She's not going to know this place, these products, and this shop is for me. We go into this in my group program, the Streamline Product Sales Academy, and we have an early training module that teaches you not just to like hone in on your unique, oh my God, I used the word unique, on your own value proposition, but also how to write it in a way that magnetically attracts the people who want to buy from you. I also talk in the program about the problem, a little bit more about words like unique or special and why they are sleeper words. They really can put people to sleep and they kind of snooze right out of your website or out of whatever marketing touch point you have with them. And this program of mine is not, I want to say it's not one of those programs that's jam-packed with 800 trainings and 5-hour long videos and a ton of busy work for you to do because you already have way too much work in your business. I believe that less is more. And what I teach is about you making changes your business needs right now that give you more leverage. And they ultimately, over the long run, would give you back your time. So you are not spending 8 hours a day trying to make a TikTok video. That is just not what you need to be doing with your time, your beautiful, precious time. So if you think that this sounds interesting to you, this program, and it's something you'd like to be a part of, we're enrolling for the next round right now with an early bird payment plan. Just go and drop in the comments like group program, and I'll follow up with you with more information. But let's go back to this value proposition and why, like, where do we put it on the homepage? Why does it need to be there? It needs to be front and center. It's not something you want to bury like in the footer, way at the bottom, hoping people are going to see it there. One of the very first things that people see on the page or without too much scrolling needs to be your value proposition, okay? Because it's going to immediately orient your customers. It's going to do what I described. You are in the right place. So very specifically, the two places I like to see it is either right in your top promotional image as part of your copy there or immediately below it, okay? Like on its own line somewhere. And if you start like keeping your peepers open at brands that are doing things well, like look for, you could go on a scavenger hunt. Can I find the value proposition on this? Okay, I'm gonna go check the comments for a sec. Sabrina says group program. Yeah, we're gonna talk, girl. That away one is great, but the Grove one spoke to my personal values most. I've been an actual Grove customer for a couple of years. That's interesting, Sabrina. And do you feel, Sabrina, like their value proposition reflected what you know about them as a brand and what appealed to you? I love that Adriana says her value proposition is on her hero image. So you are on top of things, Adriana. I love that. Okay, let's talk about what some bigger brands are doing, because this is a don't for smaller businesses. Target's value proposition. I mean, some of this is ambiguous. Some people will say it's this and that, but in general, this is what I found. Target has one that is this: expect more, pay less. Walmart's is save money, live better. Spotify has music for everyone. And Tiffany, the ring jewelry company, is the right one is worth waiting for. All these examples I just gave you are fairly broad. And when you are a billions-dollar company, you can get away with that. But for most, like for anyone watching me today and watching this, you can't. And so that's where sometimes we can't always look to the marketing methods and strategies of these really big brands and think they will work in our businesses, because they won't. We have to think about, you know, they have all this inertia, this exposure, the money, this traction. And so they can do things differently. All that informs what they can do. We need to make sure that we speak in a way that helps us stand out above the noise. They don't need to stand out above the noise because A, they are the noise, and B, everyone knows them. They're ubiquitous, right? When you're smaller, people don't know about you. And that's why your value proposition needs to be so specific. So like, let's say you're a small business and you sell tooth floss, that's your main product, or you sell oral care products, let's just say. If you modeled your thing after Spotify and you made your value proposition floss for everyone, okay, isn't all floss for everyone? Like, no one's going to read that and go, yeah, I need that floss, that's for everyone. But if you had your value proposition something like floss for people with really tight teeth, or if you had a product line, it could be something like oral care products, gentle on aging teeth, gums, and mouths. That's going to tell me, when you do it like that, what makes your product different than any other floss or oral care products out there, right? Because you're telling me either it's for me as a person, or if it's for me like a problem that I have or a desire that I want to solve. I'm looking at the comments, and Sabrina says that the value proposition of Grove very much speaks to why she buys from them as a company. So there's definitely like a cause and effect there. Sabrina says the value proposition is what appeals to her because it's why she buys the products. So they nailed it. As you're thinking about this, you can use my headline training interview from the Commerce Collab to help guide you as you work on writing yours. And if you weren't with us during the collab, or you didn't upgrade, you can still buy an upgrade kit so you could listen to this interview. Just write into the comments upgrade, and I'll have my team get back to you on how you can upgrade so you could listen to the interview to help you think about how you might write this. But I want you to start thinking about these two big questions. What will your product do for your customer, and what makes it different from any other similar product? What I would love to know right now is, do you have a value proposition already? If you do, pop it for me in the comments because I would really like to read it. And if you don't, that's okay. What you could pop into the comments instead are like 1 to 2 benefits or points of difference that make your product different than any other similar product. Like, put those in the comments. Could practice here. Practice being specific. Because again, when we aren't specific, we are not standing out. We are losing people. And remember, if you are here with me in the Zoom room, I'm going to just go take a look. Hopefully I won't screw this up, but I'll be stopping the live feed and then answering your questions on this topic privately in the Zoom room. Okay. Next week, we are having a guest expert. This is really exciting. She's going to be joining us live at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So that's an hour later than what we did today. And I'm going to be slowly moving most of the lives to that 11 a.m. Once in a while, there'll be 10 a.m.s, but I'm trying to rejig my schedule for the second half of the year. The guest expert that we're having her name's Andrea Morris, and this is really cool. She's going to be coming and talking with us in this interview about how to simplify your marketing and spark joy using minimalism. So that's her big focus, is minimalism in your business and in your life. And if you loved today's topic and you want to possibly go deeper with me and a close-knit group of other women, just comment group program in the comments, and I'm going to send you a DM for us to talk about whether it makes sense for your business. I'll be honest whether I think you're in the right stage of your business or not for this. We have 2 women already enrolled for the next round, which is awesome. I have several more that I'm going to be connecting with in the next few days. I would love to talk about it with you too. I'm going to go check the comments one more time before I sign off. And yes, we have a question from Adriana. The issue that I struggled with when working on my UVP is that it's most effective when you talk about a single product. What do you do if you sell more than one product? Adriana, if you sell more than one product, there's still probably a unifying theme to your products. Otherwise, you're kind of like Target. I would say in general, most of the people that I work with have something that makes their products in common. So for example, one of the women in the current Streamline Product Sales Academy, Shannon, she sells soaps, handmade soaps. So she has 8 different scents, but they are all soaps. Another woman in their Charmony sells a variety of different types of skincare products, and not just for your face, but she has a natural deodorant, for example. But there's a unifying thing that ties these together that makes her product line as a whole different from other products on the market. So that's how you have to be thinking about it, is what are you doing with your products? Why did you make not why did you make your store, but what's going on in your products that they all share in common? And it doesn't have to be they all have honey in them. It could be something a little broader than that, but that make them different enough than any other product lines on the market, and then use that to inform the work you do. And Sabrina says that her value proposition is kind of old and she should rework it. This is a great practice playground, Sabrina. I would love to hear it. Or if you want to pop back to the live later or in the main group feed, and like if you came up with some ideas or specifics, just pop them in there so we can all take a look. Heather, it's okay that you are late. Like, you've got what, 5 dogs in your house? I would never be anywhere on time if I had anything more than 1 dog in my house. And you have children too. You can watch the replay. All right, that is it for this week, everyone. I cannot wait to see you again next week. Again, we're going to be having an interview. Meanwhile, spend some time this week working on your value proposition. Just do some brainstorming. Have some fun with this, right? Let's bring fun back into business. You can do this. I know that you can. Imagine how amazing it's going to be to attract a customer who says to you, it's like you made this just for me. That is the best feeling in the world. I hope that you have an amazing day, and people with me in Zoom, hang tight. We are going to talk in just a second. Bye-bye.